Ladies and gentlemen, 欢迎回来. You're listening to Chill Chat, the weekly Chinese language learning podcast that breaks down vocabulary and grammar and provides listening practice through natural conversations about culture, trends, and other useful topics.
If you want to extend your learning of the topics we cover, you can download the transcript and study material at buymeacoffee.com/chillchat. If you would like to see a free sample of this material, you can find them in the description of the episode.By
the way, we're also adding weekly grammar lessons to the Buy Me a Coffee membership. Just click the link below. 我是 Karen.
我是百威. We are broadcasting from Shenzhen, China.
Today we're going to talk about 有关太阳的神话。
有关太阳的神话 Myths about the sun.
没错，所以太阳是什么呢？
太阳是 sun.
对，那我们看看这个图片。Do you recognize this one?This myth?
对，这个是夸父的神话。
对，夸父是谁？
夸父是一个 it's a Chinese myth about a giant who chases the sun.
And his name is?
夸父。
Right, so 夸父 is the protagonist of this story.
对。
It's a name. I realize names in Chinese mythology are always very weird.
Why is that?
I don't know.
So, 夸父 is not like a name you would hear on the street, huh?
No. Not at all. I don't even know if there's a surname is 夸, and 父 means father.
Is that because it comes from very ancient Chinese? So
yeah.
Must be.
Might be. All right. So 夸父 is the giant.So giant in Chinese is
巨人。
没错，巨 means huge.
Oh, okay.
人呢person. So a huge person. 巨人。
好。
A very useful pattern for telling stories or legends is 传说中。
传说中 according to legend.
没错。中 here is in the middle of, right? So in the legends.Blah, blah, 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 blah. Next one is 苦难.
苦难 misery or suffering.
Right. It's a noun. We would say 带来苦难.
带来苦难 to cause suffering? To bring suffering. Okay.
没错啊。
Gotcha.
给 someone bring 带来苦难.
This 苦 means bitter. Is that right?
对的。
And then 难
这个是难，没错。
难 difficult.
如果是难 it's difficult.
Oh.
But 难 means disaster, difficult things. Misfortune.
Gotcha.
好。Number 4 is 追。
追 to chase.
Right, related to 夸父 story now. He's chasing the sun. So that's 追, the action. And another one is 追上.
追上 to catch up with. Or
right.
Could it be just to catch or no?
可以 to catch.
好。
So we have 追 to chase and 追上. What do you think the differences between these two are?
追 just means generic chase. But 追上 means like you're about to catch the person that you're chasing.
没错。
好。
So this 上 in Chinese grammar, we call them verbal complements. They complement the verb.
Okay. 上下 that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, 上下 are one of the complements. There are also other complements like 好,晚.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
So verbal complements are usually after the verb. So we have a verb and then a complement to give more information or more meaning to that verb.
Okay. For example, 好 you could say 付好了 I paid.
Right. So 付 is the action of paying, and 好 means the action is finished and it's well done.
好的。
Another common complement is 下. For instance, 停下.
停下 to stop.
So 停 is
stop. This is the character that you see on the stop signs in China. 停.
没错. And the complement is 下.
Right. So instead of just saying 停 You can say 停下. It just gives it more of a flow for conversation because it sounds weird to just say one character as a command, right?
Yeah. 停 is usually used in request, like stop right there. Probably you would say 停.
Okay.
Very abrupt. But 停下 here, 下 means an action is going to end. It's going from fast to slow, from active to inactive.
Okay.
So that's the meaning of 下. 停下 together also means to stop.
Gotcha.
Next one, 喝光.
喝光, to drink up. Here, 光, the verbal complement means to finish, right?
So 喝 is to drink, and 光 means something is used up.
Right. So 光 also means bright, 对不对?
对. When it's not a complement, when it's by itself, it means light or bright.
I wonder what the origin of this verbal complement. Why use 光 to mean something is finished or used up? Do you know why?
I recall 吃光. Like, let's say you have a plate and you eat all of it. Reminds me of our cat Butters.
Yeah.
So when he 吃光 all of his food, his bowl is literally shining.
Okay, that must be what it is. Especially since porcelain originated in China, so.
Yeah, might be. So if you eat all of that on your plate's gonna reflect the light.
Oh, wow. It's amazing how these things make it into language. Anyway.
好, the next one is 渴.
This is one of the first Chinese words I ever learned in my first Chinese lessons 5 years ago, to be thirsty. 渴. And I remember thinking, wow, Chinese really helps you remember the word by making it giving it the feeling of the meaning. So when you say 渴, it's like your throat is dry, you're thirsty.
Yeah.
我很渴.
Yeah, it's a very dry character to say. All right, so if you add a complement afterwards, 渴死, what does that mean?
渴死. I'm dying of thirst. 我渴死了.
没错, 死 is to die, right?
Yeah, and it means to add this verbal complement, 死 just means very, 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 right? So you'll often hear 我笑死了. I'm dying of laughter, right?
That's right. So 死 can definitely be used to exaggerate your feeling, like you're extremely thirsty. But it can also be literal. Somebody really died of thirst.
对. It's very similar to the way that we use it in English. I'm dying of laughter. I'm dying of hunger.
Right. This phrase applying to our protagonist today is not so lucky.
Yeah.
Number 10 is 走到.
走到. To reach or to arrive somewhere.
对, so maybe you can break this one down.
走 meaning to walk or to go.
Right.
And 到 meaning to arrive. Another way to say I have arrived is simply 我到了, right? But I guess you could also say 我走到了.
Right.
Yes or no? Okay.
If you're walking and then you reach your destination. 到 here is the complement. That's the problem with Chinese words. It's combined with individual characters, and each character has its own meaning. 走到, even though in many cases we just translate it into I arrived. But if you understand the character, you would see that it means I arrived by walking.
I gotcha. So if you drove there, would you say 我开到了 or
可以.
no? 可以吗?
可以.
Oh, okay. 好.
Another benefit of Chinese, you can play around with your Lego blocks and make new words.
Yep.
好的. So this is the grammar for today, and now we're going to practice these vocabulary by retelling 夸父 story.
好的.
传说中, according to the legend, 很久以前，深山里住着一个啦，他叫夸父。
深山里住着一个巨人，他叫夸父。
没错。
On the deep mountain lives a giant named 夸父。
好的。有一年的天气非常热，庄稼是 crops.
Okay.
I typed the wrong character here. 庄稼都死了，太阳的高温给人们带来了很多不啦。
太阳的高温给人们带来很多苦难。
没错。好的。
The very hot sun killed all the crops and brought the people much suffering.
没错。So 夸父看到人们在哭，他决定不拉太阳，让太阳听人的话。
他决定停下太阳，让太阳听人的话，对不对？
停下 also works.
So I'm wrong. Okay, let me try again.
Before 停下 he needs to
追上。
So he just wants to chase the sun.
It makes sense for him to just chase the sun, to try to 追上. Do both not work? Like, could you not say just 追？
他决定追太阳。追 grammatically works, but it doesn't make much sense because why would somebody just decide to chase the sun and not catch the sun?
Okay, so 追上 expresses his intention to catch the sun.
Yeah.
Okay, 好的。
Because he needs to catch the sun to make it not listen to people, right? If he's just chasing after the sun and shouting, hey, stop being so hot. So he decides to catch the sun or stop the sun. Actually, that works too. And let it listen to people's. So, 夸父 blah 了9天9夜，他又累又 blah.
Ooh, it's a tough one. Okay.
2 blanks.
夸父追了9天9夜，他又累又渴。
没错。Why did you choose 追 here instead of 追上？
Because if he 追上了, then he would have caught the sun. But if he's just 追, it means he's unsuccessful
Right.
in this
he was
action.
chasing.
Yeah.
好的。So he was tired and thirsty. 没错。他只能 blah 去河边喝水。
他只能
他又累又渴。
他只能停下去河边喝水。
什么意思呢？
He wanted to stop and drink some water by the river.
好的。他拉了黄河和渭河，还是很渴。
他 blah blah 了黄河和渭河，还是很渴。他喝光了黄河和渭河，还是很渴。
对，你知道黄河、渭河吗？
Yes, the Yellow River and the Wei River.
没错。So he drank up， 喝光了。
He drank all the water in both of those rivers.
没错 ，Remember， 他是一个巨人。
对 he's a giant and he just chased the sun for 9 days and nights.
没错
Makes
and
perfect sense.
He decides to drink up the Yellow River. 但是他还是很渴 ，so 他又要到一个大湖里去喝水。He needs to drink more water, huh? What happened to him? 他还没 blah blah 大湖就 blah blah 了。死后，他手里的木杖是 wooden cane，变成了一片桃林。
Okay. 他还没走到大湖就渴死了。
对，没错。所以他怎么了呢？
He hasn't arrived at the Dahu. He was very, very thirsty to death.
Yes.
Oh, no, 渴死了. So he literally died of thirst.
Yeah, that's how 夸父 story ended.
Okay, so here, 渴死了 does not mean dying of thirst. It means he literally died of thirst.
Yeah.
Okay.
所以他渴死了。
And you get that with the context of the next sentence. 死后, after he died, 他手里的木杖变成了一片桃林. After his death, he had a wooden cane in his hand and turned into a forest of peach trees.
Right. So he was chasing with a wooden cane, and before he died, a little bit of detail here, he decided to throw his cane out, and where the cane landed on the ground emerged peach trees, like many peach trees.
Okay.
So these trees could block the sun for people passing by.
Oh, wow. Interesting. That's a cool myth.
And the peaches can quench people's thirst, so people won't die of thirst like he did.
I love how myths like explain phenomena like that.
Yeah.
Like, and they're all very, very old. So you know it comes from just some kid asking his parents. Where did these, like, after they work in the field really hard all day and they're 渴死了 and they're dying of thirst and then they go take a rest under a peach tree.
Yeah.
And they're so relieved from their hard day's work. And then the kid asks the parent, where did the peach trees come from? I really like how these peach trees block the sun.
Yeah.
Well, son, let me tell you the story of Kwafu. He's the one who put these peach trees here after chasing the sun for 9 days.
没错. Yeah, and also, how is the sun just so hot? Right? Like, what is that creature?
Yeah.
In ancient times, people had little understanding of natural phenomenon. There are a lot of similar legends and myths emerged, right?
对。
所以今天我们要来聊一聊有关太阳的神话。中国就有很多
是的。
关于太阳的神话。所以除了夸父，你还知道别的中国的神话吗？
我知道后羿的神话，后羿和 what's the moon lady's name?
嫦娥。
嫦娥, yeah. The Chinese space agency just put a rover on the moon and named her 嫦娥. So let's tell that story.
对，我记得后羿他是射了太阳，所以他为什么要射太阳呢？
因为很久以前，地球有10个太阳，但是这个太阳是 sunbirds。每个太阳是那个鸟。
OK。
以前每一天只有一个太阳出去。但是 one day 有一天10个太阳很无聊，所以他们都出去 at the same time。
他们出去哪里？到地球上。
就是去那个天上。所以10个太阳都在天上。太热了。
对。
所有的庄稼都死了。所以后羿爬山，他跟他们说，你们不能出去 at the same time。太热了。
不能一起。
你们不能一起出去，所以因为太热了，但是那个太阳不听他。
对，因为他们是 sunbirds。所以后羿呢，他本来不想把太阳射死，他只是想让这些 sunbirds 听他的话，让他们回去，对吧？
对。
但是 sunbirds 不听他的话，所以他很生气，他就用他的弓和箭把太阳射下来了，就把那些太阳射死了。他本来想把10个太阳都射死，但是呢，不能没有太阳，对吧？所以因为地球需要有一个太阳，所以他就留了一个太阳，就是我们现在的太阳。Thanks to 后羿's mercy， 我们有这个太阳。
对 I just read, so it was the god of the eastern heaven that asked him to shoot down the 9 sunbirds. There's actually a really cool statue of Hou Yi in Shenzhen.
Yeah, we saw it.
Yeah.
It was a huge statue and he was shooting right up to the sky. 所以这个后羿的故事也是太阳给人们带来了什么呀？
哦，对，给人们带来苦难。
没错。
但是这个是很多太阳给人们带来苦难。
对，我不明白为什么有10个太阳。Like, where did they see the 10 suns?
我觉得这个神话有关太阳的神话是很久以前有很多 famine。famine 知道吗？
知道。
因为他们有 drought。所以如果没有下雨，有很多很多苦难。他们没有食物，所以就是这个神话可以描述这个情况。
对，而且我觉得这些神话里的人，这些 heroes，
对，
也是代表人们想要 conquer these disasters，所以他们就想到了这些神，还有故事，对吗？
对。I guess it's answering the question, why was there so much suffering in the previous generation with famine and drought, and how did it end? How did that suffering end? Well, son, let me tell you about the story of Hou-Yi and how he shot down the 9 sons.
Oh, that is so fun.
Right. I love mythology. It's
Me too. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, if you enjoy the mythology series, please let us know. We'll be happy to make more of them. Now, last but not least, shout out to our new members.
好的。
We have Martin Wask.
Martin Wasik, I think. I think it's Wasik or Wasik. Thank you, Martin.
Thank you, Martin. That's a hard name. And then we have Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda.
We have Scott Marsh.
Thank you, Scott.
We have Bryony.
Brioni,
Brioni.
I guess.
Okay.
Funnest challenge of the week is getting these names right.
Definitely. So thank you guys for keep us entertained.
对，
下次再见。
下次再见。